You son of a bitch. Go ahead, do it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Countdown Movie Show. That is Sean Blodgett of Creative Motion. This is Paul Preston of the Movie Guys, and I am Justin Bowler of The World.
I like whenever he does the opening, he just decides to go ahead and say everybody else's lines. And you and I just sit here and go, all right, I guess he's going to do his thing, because that's what Justin does, right?
I don't mind that. It makes me feel like I'm special.
You know what I like? Okay, you know what? I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that. All right, very good. All right, so we're here today, and we're talking about...
Tron
Justin
Legacy.
Justin, we're talking about Tron Legacy. I'm excited about talking about this. So I want to jump in real quick and just right out of the gate go, did you guys enjoy this watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to give you backstory. I saw this movie once in the theater.
Okay.
I was very excited to see it.
Okay.
Paul and I will talk about our Comic-Con experiences leading up to it. In the theater, I walked away from that theater hating this movie.
Wow.
I hated it. And then this time around, I'm like, I'm going to give it a second shot. And I didn't remember anything about this movie at all. I remembered almost nothing. The opening shot where it's like it's the computer grid, but then it turns into the city. I was like, very cool. And even the credits, cool.
Right.
All right, with the
Right.
Disney of like Tron-y Disney.
Oh, yeah.
And
With
then
the lights
Jeff Bridges' voiceover, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is awesome. And then we're back, to that era, 1980, whatever. I'm like,
Right.
oh my God, this is cool. And then we start seeing Jeff from behind, and I was like, oh, that's right. That's right. This is the moment where it starts to fall off the rails. And they kind of show him, and they tease it, and they tease it, and they tease it. And then they show him in CGI, and it's like that Polar Express version of CGI. And I just went, yeah, okay. And from that moment on, I was like, that's why I hated this movie.
Wow. So right out of the gate, you really did not like this film. Like when you were watching it, the CGI pulled you out. I know we're jumping ahead real quick, but I really just want to get a barometer of your feel of it. But
I can talk more about it later. But for a solid 2 minutes, I was very, very excited. I'm like, I was too hard on this film because this is a great opening.
Yeah.
And then the CGI hits, and it's like, oh, that's right.
Wow.
And then I just kept watching scene after scene where I have plenty of notes. On this movie.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to hear all of the notes because for me, the watch was very interesting because I really loved this. I remember loving this film. And I think what I fell in love with this film was the aesthetics, the look, the design of it. And by the way, jumping into the behind the scenes, realizing that it was directed by someone who is really a designer.
Yes.
So it makes a lot of sense that the design of it looks amazing.
Sure does.
I had a lot of good memories of it. And then watching it this time, I found myself loving it less.
Okay.
Even though I still loved the things that I loved, like the design and the look and of course, seeing all these characters and there was a lot I loved. But I found myself falling a little bit out of love with it until I started watching a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff.
Which you always do.
Which I
never get to those. Right?
For me, it's really
Guys
important.
got kids. Where do you have the time?
I don't. I literally.
You don't have kids.
It's like, well, no, I do.
Oh,
I do. No, I do.
I wanted to see all this stuff. Got rid of the kids. Sold them.
Not anymore, Paul.
No. I do have kids. I
much
literally
free time.
just watched this.
You realize there's 19 episodes of Tron Uprising? I had to get that'll be next. I gotta get the kids out of here.
I did start watching that as well, and that's an interesting show. But no, I do have kids. But I watch it like, I don't know, when I have lunch or whatever, and just kind of like plow through like little bits and pieces here and there, like late at night, whatever. But the behind the scenes stuff started to make me fall in love with it more and more, especially what they did to promote this with Comic-Con, which I know ties into you guys.
Yeah.
So I really want to hear your personal experiences once we get to that, but I wanted to get a sense of it all. And I guess before we get too far with it, what is Tron Legacy all about? Do you have a synopsis for us, Justin?
I do.
Okay.
Tron Legacy, the synopsis. The son of a computer programmer goes looking for his father and ends up inside the digital world that his father designed. He meets the father's corrupted creation and a unique ally who was born inside the digital world.
I mean, I think that's a pretty...
It's spoiler free.
Yeah, it's the jumping off point.
It's a good generalized feel of that movie. All right. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I'm kind of like you, and like at the beginning of the show, you spoke well for me, Justin.
Thank you.
It might be worse than not liking a movie is not remembering it. I don't remember anything, and the only thing that stands out that I remember is crap CGI. And that is unfortunate for any movie, but it really hindered this one.
Now, wait a second.
It's great 2010 CGI.
I was going to say,
I disagree because I remember in 2010 going,
You can't do
yeah,
people.
but listen, it was really the first time they tried to do this face
De-aging,
replacement, right?
yes,
This
yeah.
de-aging kind of
yeah, there's great CGI
situation.
in 93, as we all know, with Jurassic Park and even The Abyss before it.
Right.
But they could never do people.
no.
Even Harry Potter, we never saw his face flying around on a broom, looked all rubbery. It was okay because it wasn't very long. But there are extended sequences of CGI de-aged Jeff Bridges in this that
Yeah.
you got to deal with. And when it's, like you said, that opening scene, before he leaves, they shine a light on him. I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't put him in the light because they were like, here's this proud reveal. It's young Jeff Bridges. No, we got that.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
Yeah.
For us to get it without then going, but it's not.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of de-aging in general? Was this the first film to really do this
Yes,
technology?
it was the first one
right?
to do the
Because
de-aging.
I remember
right?
when I watched it, I didn't hate it as much as you guys did. I didn't love it, but I was willing to suspend my disbelief to go, okay, we're trying to tell this story and we're setting up this thing with this character. I didn't hate it. I just, it was just something you had to kind of let go of and get into what it was. And ultimately, the interesting thing about it is, it is still his performance.
Yeah.
So what do you think about de-aging in other films? I mean, because I know it's been used a lot now, especially like, what was the big gangster film that did it with everybody recently?
The Irishman.
Yeah, The Irishman.
I didn't see that. Comparatively, what was that
Well,
like?
one of the weirder things I thought about that movie was that I swear they changed Robert De Niro's eye color. So
they might have.
whole
That's
part
weird.
was weird. It's like, so who cares if he looks younger or not? But that was bad. And I'll tell you why it was bad. Because De Niro had to beat the crap out of somebody when he was young, and he wasn't. So he moved like an old man, but looked young.
Right.
Did it look this bad in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? I don't recall. But they
No.
de-aged Russell.
They
It looked better.
de-aged
So
Russell
that's
because he didn't do a lot of talking. It was him sitting
That's-
on a car, and he reaches over and he says like one thing as he puts his arm around her.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you why it bothered me so much in this movie, because to what you've already talked about, the biggest asset this movie has going for it is its look, is its design. And now you're throwing in crappy CGI. Don't even use it. You've got everything that looks so good. So maybe this would have looked fine if it were inserted into a hardcore drama where we weren't expecting CGI. But in
Right.
a movie where everything looks so good and is so crisp and is so fantastic looking, then we have this over here, which is just, like I said, Polar Express.
Let me ask you this. If the movie, because I think this is a really interesting conversation, because could the movie have started without that sequence, without that scene? And I believe it could have. I think the movie could have started right out of the gate with him jumping off with the motorcycle, riding the Ducati or whatever that motorcycle was, and doing that whole police chase thing. All that stuff, I think you could have started the movie right there. Let us have a mystery. Let us not know who this person is until he has the scene with Alan. You could have done that and had a little bit more mystery and not had this sort of not great CG moment right out of the gate, because once you get into the world of Tron, I could actually buy that Clue
Right.
looks like a bad version of Jeff Bridges, right? So you could kind of almost buy that he looks bad. So maybe there you would have forgiven it more by the time you got there.
That's a
I
good
don't
point.
know.
I think that is a good point. Going back to your original question about de-aging, when I watched Captain Marvel, it was
yeah,
Captain
with
Marvel.
younger Sam Jackson.
Yeah, with young Sam
and
Jackson.
and Clark Gregg.
The entire movie, I just kept saying, Jesus, that looks good.
I didn't
looks
see it.
so good.
Didn't take you out.
No, it doesn't take you out of it at all. In
But
fact,
wait,
it looks so good that I just keep thinking they did a really great job on
Right.
this. They also did a great job with Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer in Ant-Man. Obviously, technology has come along. I guess what I'm saying is that it doesn't bother me when they do it if they do it right.
Right.
Dial of Destiny. They use a body double when they have his face, but they're putting his face on it. Indiana Jones in his prime. Yeah, it works. It's great. I love it.
It does, and I worried about that one because it was often in the shadows. Then the Nazis shine the light in his face to interrogate him, and I'm like, well, this is certainly improved from
100%.
15 years
Is
ago.
it still perfect? No, it's not. Captain Marvel is truly the best that I've seen. Because they do everything and they do close-ups, and they had to have spent so much money on that. But in general, I'm not against it as long as it's good. I'm against it in this film because, one, I don't think you need it. Two, I think it would have worked better once it is inside that world. And three, if you have a movie that its biggest asset is how good it looks, you can't put in something that is subpar.
That's interesting.
So he has dead eyes, and the facial features over-move, if that makes sense. When he speaks, the mouth and cheeks and lips move too much.
Exactly. And the rest of him doesn't. The rest of him is dead.
How about this for a solution? So when did you say this takes place? 20 years after?
It's 20 years after.
So that'd be 2002. Yeah. Okay, so... But it was filmed in probably 2009, right? To come out in 2010.
Yeah, 2010.
So you set it maybe in 95, maybe set it 13 years later or something, and just have Bridges shave, put on darken his hair,
right,
and have it not. Make this a period piece that isn't happening in the present, but maybe as far ahead as you think Bridges could get away with looking.
Yeah.
And just have him play both parts.
That would have worked.
And then grow the beard, shoot all the Flynn stuff, shave, cut the hair, make young him up makeup wise, and then film that.
Yeah.
And say this is how he looked 12 years later.
Would you like to know a timeline exactly when it takes place?
Sure. Yeah,
because
go.
There's an Easter egg that's in the film. This is jumping way ahead, but when Flynn's workstation is first shown, it says the system uptime, or basically the screensaver runtime, it actually lists 20 years, 11 months, 20 days, 16 hours, 22 minutes, and 16 seconds.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So
I love
that's
that.
exactly when it takes place.
How do you feel about, because for me, and we've talked about this on the show quite a bit, requels. Requels they're rampant in Hollywood over the last, I would say, 15 years. Requels.
Explain for the audience.
So
I know what it is,
right,
but just for everyone else, tell them what it is.
So for those of you
not cinephiles.
So for those of you who don't know what a requel is, at least what we've been calling requels, it's essentially a sequel to a popular film that sort of moves the storyline forward, sort of introduces new characters while also maintaining the storyline of previous characters and maybe also bringing those characters back for some part of the storyline. Maybe they're big in it, maybe not. And in some ways...
Is the description done? The definition?
No, because in buckle up, because in some ways it also is basically retelling the same story. Thank you for your space work over there.
I was making spaghetti.
He's making spaghetti. No, but I mean it's basically retelling the same story. And if you step back from this movie, in many ways, it is retelling the same story, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you just the basics of the original Tron, right? He gets sucked into this digital world and he's got to get out, right? So there's a lot of that. Of course, it's different because he's looking for his father. There's sort of a mystery to be solved, which in my research, the mystery part, I'm going to jump into before we go too far into the film because I know we're 4 minutes in. I don't care. Buckle up, everybody. Okay, because I only found this accidentally, but maybe you guys knew about this. Did you know about the shorts?
We watched
shorts
Tron the next day.
No, are you talking about the concept trailer?
Tron the next day. So was this at the Comic-Con thing?
No.
Okay.
In fact, weirdly, it came out in 2011.
Yeah, it was released with the DVD release.
This was tied to this campaign to get people to go to Comic-Con again?
It was an afterthought. The short that was released with the Blu-ray. So that thing wasn't out there, wasn't a part of anything.
Okay, so
it was an aftermath of this is what connects it to the previous.
Here's what frustrates me about the short. There was so much in the short
100%
that I was like, what? Why wasn't this in the movie?
Yeah.
This would have been a great setup for stuff. Why wasn't this in there?
Yeah, bringing back... who was the actor?
Ram.
What's his name? Ram?
Yeah, Ram.
Yes.
I forget his character.
Who's...
Billy the Kid.
Who I don't know is doing so much acting
No,
anymore.
That's okay.
It showed.
But it was so great. It was so rich in story. There was so much payoff for things. I was like, why didn't we get any of this in the movie itself? It made me wonder, was there stuff that was in the script that they didn't get to shoot, or that maybe this was what the short was and they got, I don't know. Yeah. Tron the Next Day, right? That's what it's called?
Tron the Next Day.
Yeah.
Since we've kind of circled back around to the beginning of everything, directed by Joseph Kosinski, F1, Top Gun Maverick, Oblivion.
Wow.
First time major filmmaker with this. with Tron Legacy. The only thing he had directed on IMDb prior to this was a video that was an advertisement for Gears of War, the video game. That's literally the biggest thing he had done.
Wow.
And then he gets Tron Legacy. Writers, Edward Kitsis and Adam Horowitz, ampersand, so they work together. And then another group, which is Brian Klugman and Lee Sternthal, so ampersand between the two of them. Starring Garrett Hedlund, Olivia Wilde, Jeff Bridges, and as I've already said before, a crappy CGI Jeff Bridges.
And for listeners at home, that's not the same Adam Horowitz who's in the Beastie Boys.
No.
Just so you know. I looked it up. I went, this can't be. But
This can't be.
I should check.
Premiered in Tokyo. That's where it actually had its premiere.
What?
That tracks.
11/30/2010. It does have a very Tokyo feel, and everybody was obsessed with the, there was like Fast and Furious drifting that took place there. Like there was a lot of that. That's where Cars 2 went, or Cars 3.
I don't even know what city they're in the real world of Tron.
I don't know.
It feels like L.A.
But that
it's
skyline.
It was Canada.
clearly
It's
Vancouver.
Canada.
It
Yeah,
was
it's
so
Canada.
that skyline was something crazy.
Yeah.
If you've been to Vancouver, it's very Vancouver. Opening day in the U.S. was December 17th, 2010. It's PG. It's 2 hours and 5 minutes, but I mean, it only feels like a solid 9-hour watch. So there's that. It's got that going.
Wait a second. You just don't love watching this film.
This was painful.
Wow.
This is the most painful thing we've had to
Wow.
watch, and I'm including Superman 4 in that.
What?
Are you kidding me
This was
right
more
now?
painful than Superman
How about
4.
3? Superman 3, not good.
Oh, Superman 3, there's fun stuff in there. There's stuff to like. Superman 4
There isn't even Hackman.
is painful. This is far worse than
All right,
Superman 4.
re-rank your Superman movie.
Wait a second, though.
Put this in
I mean, not even like the opening sequence, any of that. You don't find that awesome and engaging. And
There
like,
are so many things of this that they got right.
yeah.
Right? But because this is before we see the director who made F1 and Top Gun Maverick, in all honesty, all the things they got wrong, direction, acting, and for the most part, writing. We'll get into that. But it's like, design-wise, this thing is awesome.
Right.
The ideas that they went with for design and why they did certain things, I loved it. Like, seriously, I like this movie more because of the research, but this was a hard watch.
Wow. But I will say, as much as I do like the film, there's something about it that just doesn't drive.
Right.
I don't know what it is. I love it because I love Tron and I want it to be. Maybe I want it to be better than what it is.
I do want it to be better. I do.
I mean, there's some confusing things within it as well.
We'll
that
get
just
to
don't
that.
make sense.
Budget was 170 to 200 million. No one knows quite for sure. The advertising was approximately.
Wait, they don't know. They don't know if
different sources.
Oh my God!
Say different
170 to 200. Is that
a $30 million discrepancy depending on who you ask.
All right.
Total gross 400 million. The original Tron was 26 million, adjusting for inflation, it would be 106. But also in getting this stuff, it doesn't make sense. Like it made $400 million, right? Total worldwide. It made 117 million worldwide. It was released on December 17th. It's only got 3 weekends before the end of the year. It made $117 million. And then it continued to make $283 million. Like the research did not make, the numbers did not make sense as I was looking these up.
Did it
more and more?
Did it do better overseas than it did domestically?
No, China was the next biggest on opening weekend, which was like 6 million. When we were opening weekend over here was 44 million.
That's really, really interesting.
Yeah. The second weekend it dropped to 19 million domestically, and I couldn't find worldwide. It was very weird. I'm like, this is 2010. I'm not researching 1991 here
Do
or
you think some of that
1933.
stuff has been pulled because of Tron Ares? Like they don't want these old numbers out there or something?
Disney doesn't
or?
control the websites I'm going to. They don't control Wiki or Box Office Mojo or numbers.
That's what they want you to think.
You're super trusting of the world,
Holy
Justin.
Has Big Tron gotten to me?
Have you checked your mortgage lately?
I mean, the MCP is after us all.
Let's try something though. I want to ask you some questions. Paul always fares very well with this. The year is 2010.
Okay.
Tron was number 20 for the year 2010 in its box office growth. Gross.
Growth.
I want you to try and name, we'll see if the two of you can give me 10 of the top 20 movies from 2010.
I'm terrible at this game.
I know.
I really,
he's really good.
I really should just not even play.
Once he says one or two movies, you're going to be like, I know of a movie that was out at the same time as that movie.
Okay,
So,
all right.
you'll
I'll
get
do
that.
my best. I'll do my best.
Wow, I'm kind of blanking a little bit. I can't even remember what won Best Picture then, and that's not my.
Oh my gosh, Paul!
Are you feeling
What's
okay?
going? Are you okay? Somebody call a doctor.
Yeah.
2010.
2010.
Let's get a jumping off point. Give us one.
Okay, I will give you number 10.
Okay.
Number 10 was How to Train Your Dragon. Okay? The first one. There are many other Universal. There are many other Disney for that year. And there are some in here that it's just like, oh yeah.
Shrek the Third.
Shrek Forever After. Is
Okay.
that the third?
Yeah, that's the fourth one.
Is
That's
that
a
the
good
fourth
one.
one? Yeah. So, okay.
I'm just always going to say there's probably a Pirates in there, and there's probably a Transformers in there.
There are several not in the top 20. There are several other sequels that are in this.
Okay.
What was a giant sequel for teens that was going, or a giant
Twilight?
Twilight Saga Eclipse was number 5.
Oh, well, there you go.
We also had some major misses in here. It was just like the studio should have done this. The Other Guys was number 18.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. They
Oh,
should have done
absolutely.
far, far better. There should have been a sequel. They just, Warner Brothers
The
mishandled it.
little glimpse that y'all been sleeping on Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
You know, and then he started working again more.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just such a fun film. Any others?
I got nothing.
Nothing?
Wow, yeah, I can't. 2010 is a blank.
Number 1, Avatar.
Oh,
That's 2009. It came out in 09.
Okay. Well, in 2010, it still made
And it hung on
$466
forever,
million. Yeah. I mean, when you clear $1
every
billion, you
time-
can go over a couple of different
Every
years.
time we bring up Avatar and we hear the numbers, I just asked my daughter again, does anybody talk about Avatar? And she's like, no. Nobody
No, they
talks
don't.
about Avatar. I don't. So who's?
But everybody sees it.
But who's watching this?
In the
That's-
theater, everybody. Then they don't talk about it.
Huh. I mean, no offense to. I mean, I think
it's an event.
He's brilliant, but
Yeah.
I don't.
When you have an inflated price, it's easy to hit those numbers. I'm
I
not
guess,
saying it's a
yeah.
bad movie. I'm just saying also that it's an inflated ticket price.
Oh, wait a second. Before we go farther, did you guys see this in 3D?
Avatar?
No, Tron Legacy, the movie we're actually talking about.
No.
No.
Okay. I didn't realize that they did shoot this for 3D.
Yeah.
I wish I had seen it in 3D. I wonder how much that would have changed the experience. Continue. Sorry.
Maybe. All right. I'll give you hints so we can get through top 10. Number 10, How to Train Your Dragon. Number 9, Shrek Forever After.
See,
Number
these
8,
don't feel like hints. They feel like you're just telling
we
us.
already covered those.
I'm just kidding.
Number 8 is everybody's favorite Russian who adopts little girls.
Jesus. Donald Trump.
No. He's voiced by a guy from The Office. You can't go in
it's
there
Despicable
now.
Me?
Oh,
Despicable Me.
Despicable Me.
First one?
Number 7
God, that was
is
a
the-
weird. That was a really
Is he
weird,
Russian?
Isn't
weird
that the
description.
synopsis?
I mean, I guess, but my God,
He's not Russian.
I mean, he's trying to steal the
think so.
moon.
I think he's just that's just a crazy voice. I don't think
he's supposed. It's Russian inspired. All right, number 7, the 7th of a 8-part franchise. It was huge. Did huge numbers. Number 7,
7th of an 8-part franchise. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
Deathly Hallows Part 1. Number 6 is one of those.
Okay, hold on. Where do you guys weigh in on the Harry Potter reboot?
Oh, I don't care. Doesn't necessarily. They put it on film already.
I don't.
We
know.
don't need it.
Well, like the costume stuff that they released for Hagrid looks like Hagrid.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, are you just gonna do that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
I'm not excited about that.
No.
Are you guys going to do The Cursed Child as a movie? No? Okay, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm going to go talk
Okay.
about this other movie.
They should.
They should. Apparently, none of them want to come back. None of them want to have anything to do with J.K. Rowling.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But do a different story.
Exactly. Just keep
There's
it going.
another story sitting there in
Yeah,
Cursed Child.
just because Fantastic Beasts didn't do well, do something else. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
Well, Cursed Child would require our main 3 to come back.
You could recast him.
Yeah.
Be fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, he could, like they're doing now. But they're recasting him in the old story we already know.
This
So
is
it's
true.
pointless.
yeah. Number 6 is one of those movies that's just a mind freak. The entire
Hang on a sec.
One of those.
I will enjoy Lithgow. Continue as Dumbledore.
100%.
I'll enjoy that.
Oh, yeah.
I will enjoy
That's a
that.
good pull.
That'll be great.
That's a good pull. Yeah,
But
yeah,
continue.
yeah.
Mind freak.
Mind freak. You watch the movie and you're like,
Oh,
Okay.
Inception.
I really got to pay attention.
I forgot. That's my number. I was trying to figure out my number one movie that year.
Inception.
That was my pick for
That's
number one
good.
movie of the year, and I couldn't come up with it.
There you
But that's it.
Number 5, The Twilight Saga. Eclipse. Number 4,
Eclipse.
sequel to a superhero film that started the Marvel Universe.
I knew there had to be some of these.
Avengers:
so,
Age of Ultron.
No,
no,
sequel.
it's Iron Man 2.
2. Iron Man 2.
Oh.
Number 3, I was surprised by this. I've never seen this movie. Classic Hollywood movie. Let's put Johnny Depp in it. Let's take the animated. Let's make it a live action. We'll put Johnny Depp in it. It'll be so great.
No idea.
Make him as like I think he's the Mad Hatter in it or something.
Oh, Alice in Wonderland.
yeah,
Wonderland.
See, there's another movie like Avatar. Watch it. Totally forget it.
It was the third highest grossing movie of 2010.
These are some of Tim Burton's biggest movies, and no one talks about them. When you talk about Burton, you talk Beetlejuice, you talk Ed Wood,
Batman.
you talk Batman, you don't talk this.
Yeah.
And then number 2, which is a phenomenal, phenomenal movie. I have a great story about this from the El Cap. It is the third in a franchise, animated.
Okay, so it's Pixar or Disney. If it played at El Cap.
Third.
Oh,
I mean,
Toy Story 3.
Toy Story
Yeah.
3. I'm like, how many Pixar?
That's what I was. I was gonna say Toy Story 3, but it felt like it was too. Oh, but I guess it's 2010.
All these great 20.
Yeah,
these were movies that filled my top 10 in 2010, but I couldn't come up with them at all.
That's amazing.
So
I
this
was
is a
at-
good trip.
I was at El Cap and I saw this movie, and
So did I. That's where I saw it. Yeah.
Were we together on this?
Maybe.
Maybe you were there for this. I'm sitting in the balcony. I'm watching it. I have flippin' loved this movie. I'm like, this is so great. This is just awesome, awesome, awesome. And it's at the very end where
The claw.
No, it's past the claw. But even the claw surprised me.
Oh,
With
Bonnie
the claw,
getting the toys?
Andy is looking at the toy, and the little girl who's picked up all the toys is now looking at Andy, and she has this look on her face like, can I please have him? And Andy's looking at it, and you can see Andy trying to make the decision, do I keep this or do I give this to this girl? And it's absolute silence in the theater. And you hear in the theater this little girl, couldn't have been more than 5, just say, give it! And it was like it was just one of those moments where it's just like, yes, this child just spoke for all of us, and we knew what Andy was going to do. We knew he was going to give it to her, but it was such a sweet, beautiful moment. It really was
my
one of those
God.
moments that fills your heart. Give it. Yeah, it's just great.
Oh my god! I literally just got chills.
Yeah,
Love that.
pretty awesome.
Power of cinema, people.
Power of cinema.
Power of cinema.
All right, pre-production. Do you guys know the long story about this?
Nope.
No. Walt Disney
I
Pictures.
count on you, Justin.
2005, they started a concerted effort to devise a sequel to Tron because it had this giant cult following. So they hired Klugman and Sternthal as writers. Kaczynski was recruited as a director 2 years later. But they were not optimistic about this actually going forward. So they were in pre-production hell for a while, and then he convinced them to give him some money, and hence the concept trailer was born. You've seen the concept trailer?
I just saw it today for the first time, and I was really blown away by it. It is honestly beautiful.
So they showed this at Comic-Con before the movie was even greenlit.
Right.
This was 2008.
Right.
Yeah, 2008 that they showed this at Comic-Con. Did you see this? Do you remember seeing this?
No, I don't think so.
Man,
I
it
saw
is
the sketches and the light cycle.
I was there.
It's so good.
I was there in 2008, and I saw this when they showed it. And he was like, we're trying to get this done. We just want to see what you think. And the place went nuts because it is essentially the light cycle scene that you see. And all of a sudden it's like, yes, it's light cycles, but now it's like the grid is, several stories tall and they're spinning in it and all sorts of stuff. Like everyone just went absolutely nuts. And then when they show, young Jeff Bridges in it, you're just like, oh, wow. Okay, that's cool. Not good CGI, but understanding it's a concept trailer. We all assumed the CGI would get better.
Well, yeah.
Everyone went so crazy for it. It was literally after Comic-Con, almost immediately, that Disney said, yeah, you're greenlit. Go make your movie.
I think
they did say that. I'm sorry to interrupt. They did say that in the behind the scenes that like right away, boom, we're doing this. It was like almost immediate. You know? If you get a chance to watch it, you really should. I thought it was amazing. I really did. And what were you going to say?
I can't remember if I saw it. I don't think I did. What I remember mostly is the arcade and the cycle and the drawings.
2010. Yeah. I found it online, and I am going to post it. So we will be, by the time this comes out, it'll either be posted or it'll be posted shortly thereafter. But it's a pretty cool concept trailer because it's essentially like this is everything they want to do. And if you're an exec, you can absolutely look at that and go, yeah, of course, this looks great. Go do it.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
That if you're an exec, like it's everything an exec would want, right? It's got action, it's got drama, it's intense, it's cool, it's sexy almost. Like there's something about it's just like, oh my god, of course, yes, let's do this.
And then the surprise of Jeff Bridges at the end, and you're like, oh wow, that is cool. Okay, young Jeff Bridges. All right, I get this. They went with a old-fashioned casting. In order to find their young hero, but before they decided on going and seeing literally hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yeah, like a ton. Like they talked about that. It's like crazy.
Hundreds of people to find Garrett Hedlund. But there were some people that were, quote unquote, rumored and on the radar and in discussions early on. Chris Pine.
Oh, man.
How much better would this film have been with Chris Pine?
He's pretty good.
And he's charming. Everything he does is charming. Even when he's a jerk, he's charming.
Chris Pine is really good.
He would have been fantastic. Yeah. Ryan Gosling. Very different choice, but I think it still would have been a better film with Ryan.
I think it would have been too... I mean, it depends on how cocky he was back. Well, I don't know. Just depends.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
I think it would have been the same film.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it would have been too dark. I think he's got such a dark edge to him.
Well, he's a Hollywood cannibal.
Yeah. What?
Do you not know this?
What's happening?
No.
Hollywood cannibal, Shia LaBeouf. No?
No.
Oh, we're posting that.
Okay. I'm excited for all these posts.
I mean,
look it up, kids. Hollywood cannibal, Shia LaBeouf.
I'm excited to take part in the show I'm in.
But it was absolutely Garrett Hedlund who said, or it was Kaczynski who said, no, I want to do it the old-fashioned way. We want to do a worldwide search. We want to see hundreds of actors. Garrett Hedlund got the part. Born September 3rd, 1984, he's from Minnesota, is an American actor known for Tron Legacy, Friday Night Lights, and Mudbound. Paul, tell us about this movie Mudbound he was in.
It's a great Netflix movie.
Have you really seen it? I was totally expecting you to be like,
nope.
I don't know what the F it is.
No, that was one of the early Netflix films vying for awards cred. Now they're in the mix every year.
Yeah.
But early on, it has... it's got a bunch of good people in it. It's a really solid period drama. Yeah, it's good.
Is he good in it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You know, it's because weird he said he's from Minnesota, because it's like a southern story, Mudbound, and he's on Tulsa King now.
Yeah.
And he was in the movie Country Strong with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yep.
So I would have thought he was from the South. Plus, he's so laconic and so kind of natural and never puts anything on. I thought he was just from the South. So it's interesting he's from Minnesota.
Lawman Bass Reeves is the only other thing. Tulsa King, Lawman Bass Reeves are the only two things.
Well, you get in with
Taylor
Sheridan. You're going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
He's good at Tulsa King. Well, Tulsa King is awesome, too. So he's so good on that.
He talks about in the behind the scenes, though, that he started his career around the time that Olivia Wilde did, and that they knew each other before they did this film together.
This is why he got the part. They tested hundreds of actors. He was chosen because of his unique combination of intelligence, wit, humor, looks, and physicality. And that's exactly what they were looking for in Flynn's son. And he trained to do his own stunts, including jumping over cars and copious wire and harness work. What did you think of his performance in this?
I liked it. I didn't have a problem with his performance. I thought he was believable. I thought he was fine. I think the character is slightly underwritten, to be honest. I think the issue with the character is more script problems.
That's true. You know, if you're going to show those scenes at the beginning, maybe he has more pain in the loss of his dad or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be a lot of that. But yeah, I think he's very natural. He doesn't exactly stand out.
Yeah,
he might be a leading man type that's better as a character actor, because he's obviously second fiddle to Stallone in Tulsa King.
Right.
So, and he's good in there. So it's an interesting position he's found himself in with leading man looks, which may not be his forte.
I found him completely unlikable in this film.
Oh.
Unlikable?
Unlikable. I never found... I asked myself several times in this film, am I supposed to like you? Okay, you lost your dad, so I'm with you there. But the first thing that I see you do is I see you break into this building. Yeah, you get arrested, but there aren't really any consequences because you're so rich you just come walking out. I'm like, there's nothing about you that you say is charming. I don't see you struggle with anything. And at one point, I have this in my notes, like we haven't even gotten to story yet, but where he is doing the light cycle and he says, he's like, oh yeah, I can do this. I thought to myself, you can do everything. There's no flaw in you. Are you supposed to be an everyman? Because you're not. You're mega rich. You're supposed to be super smart. What is it about you that I am supposed to identify with? I don't find anything about you likable.
You bring up a really interesting point because when I was watching it, I had the same reaction to that line. And then later on, near the end, when he has to do the gun turret, he says a similar thing where he's like, I'm all over this. So he kind of says that line twice in the movie. And, you know, the thing I think that was endearing about the original Tron,
Fish out of water.
Jeff Bridges brought a reality to the character that had stakes.
Yeah.
And I actually think it's something that a lot of these kinds of hero stories suffer from nowadays is that there are no real stakes.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually believe that the character believes they're ever in trouble.
100%. 100%.
I don't believe they ever feel like they're going to die or they're going to not make it or like, oh my God, like I feel like that is really missing.
Yeah.
I always go back to one of my favorite films of all time is Empire Strikes Back. One of the reasons I think it's a great film is because the stakes are real for the characters and they play those stakes for real. And I just don't feel like a lot of these kinds of movies now have that level of risk-taking in the storytelling. It's always just like they've doubled down on the idea that our hero is cocky.
Yes.
Our hero is confident and they're cocky and maybe they're a little bit like, what's going on? I mean, the only time he ever seems a little bit concerned, just slightly, is when he first gets picked up by the, whatever that machine's called, to go take him to the games.
Yes.
That's the only time in the whole thing where he ever seems concerned.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he just seems completely confident and cocky. Even when he's in the games, he's fighting and he's like, I'm done with this. Yeah. And he like breaks the floor and gets out of them like, what?
Yeah.
How are you done? Like when your dad was doing this, he just had to go do it.
Yeah.
And then they threw him back in the cell.
Yeah. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm glad to hear that he's doing great work. I'm glad to hear that he's good in Mudbound and Tulsa King.
Yes.
In this movie, I found him completely unlikable. I didn't hate him. I didn't identify with him, and there was nothing about him that I found charming or endearing.
I think
other than he was a kid who lost his dad. And we didn't focus too much on that.
No, I mean, I think it's a directorial and a writing thing because I think our director for this, who again brilliantly executed in terms of the images, but you know, there was a moment I was watching the behind the scenes. He was talking to Olivia Wilde, and he goes, I really like that look that you give at that one place. Can you just do that look and then hold it, and then you can start your next thing? And I was like, that just seems so, I don't know, specifically robotic.
Yes,
to
that
be
is
like,
not an actor's director.
Yeah, like I like that look.
That's a designer.
That look. That's a designer, right? It's like I'm getting pretty images, and that's all I care about is getting pretty images. It's like working with a DP who's just only concerned about the image and not the performance behind that. You need to have the whole aesthetic. You need to have everything, right? Because we're in there to suspend our disbelief, but we can only go so far.
100%.
You know?
Yeah. Paul, what were you just Googling?
The cast of Mudbound, to sell you on it. To sell you on
Do it.
Well, I remembered at the last second Carey Mulligan is in that, but I couldn't remember the other actor's name who's excellent in it. It's Rob Morgan, great character actor. But Jason Clarke, Jason Mitchell, who played Eazy-E in Straight Outta Compton, and I've always wanted to see him work more. He's fantastic in this. Jonathan Banks and Garrett Hedlund that we mentioned, and Mary J. Blige is in there too. But yeah, it's about two guys who come home from the war, and then there's racism in the South, and there's all that stuff. World War II, I believe. So, yeah, anyway, worth seeing.
How much do you think the actors...
There's stakes.
Yeah,
there are stakes.
There you go.
There are stakes in that movie.
I love this.
Yeah.
How much do you think the actors were affected on this set by the fact that the suits... What was the charge of the suits? Only like 20 minutes or something like that?
At first, it was only like 4.
I mean, that's a lot of pressure.
The light in the suits?
The light in the suits. There was a battery in basically where the discs go.
The discs were batteries at one point, and they would only last a small amount of time, and then on top of that, they would heat up. So in between takes, they had to be turned. The lights they changed it so they could end up putting in literally AA batteries back there, which makes it heavy, but also makes it hot. And they could only, in between takes, they would literally stand under giant air conditioning vents. And with the suits, you couldn't sit down without tearing the suit or without causing any problems with the lighting that is literally woven into the suit.
Yep.
So they had special boards that they could lean against. So it's, simulating lying down, literally lower them. Like, it was just insane what they put the actors
really
through.
Olivia
Wilde said she ended up with scars.
All the lighting was done in post in the original Tron, right?
Right.
Not here.
And we got worse?
Everything was practical.
Well.
I mean, you have to admit that the practical suits looked amazing. I mean,
the whole look of the film looks fantastic.
Yeah, outside of the corruption from Clue and everybody,
right?
I would have liked to hang out there. The slick streets and the cool spaceship.
I mean, yeah, it's a cool world.
I would want to go to the bar, the end of the line bar. In case people have not listened to our other podcasts, you want to give the 30-second recap of what they did at Comic-Con to promote this in 2010 when the movie was coming out?
They had a Flynn's Arcade right down in the Gaslamp district. And when you went in, you played arcade games, and then like once every 15 minutes or half hour, you'd hear music, and it was like the Daft Punk type style music take over, and the lights kind of flickered, and the Tron game pulled away from the wall, and there was a door back there everyone went through, and back there they had a full-size light cycle, and they had drawings and designs of what the next movie could look like. And you got all hyped up about it. And they were handing out T-shirts.
You were essentially entering the end of the line bar.
Correct.
Back there. You went through first the design stuff,
true too,
and then it was the bar with the music and the bartender, and it was cool as hell. It's one of my favorite Comic-Con experiences to date.
So that activation, this behind the scenes thing took me down this weird path because I found that they had a bunch of media, a video of this, and then I was like, I want to look this up, and so then I typed in FlynnLives.com because that kept coming up.
Yeah.
And so it took me to the company website that actually did this activation. And it was so cool because what I didn't know, and maybe you guys don't know this either, they did like a worldwide activation for this.
No.
It was like a treasure hunt kind of thing to get the information to get you basically to Comic-Con, so people who didn't know about would. So, I mean, it was a worldwide sort of experience.
Very cool.
And it started online. The game that you could play online was called Space Paranoids, which is, of course, a reference to the Space Paranoids of the original one, and they talk about that in Tron.
There's still billboards in the new one.
Yeah. But you could actually play it online, and then as you played it online, you unlocked stuff that then actually told you in real life you had to go get something and do
I love that kind of stuff.
I mean, it was the depth that this activation actually had. This is so cool. I wish I would have known about this. I mean, it was so cool.
You know what's interesting is I didn't know that bar was the end of the line bar. Because the movie hadn't come out.
Because the movie hadn't
so I just like, this is a cool bar. I don't drink. I'm out of here.
Yeah. You're like, everything's really bright white. I'm getting out of here. All right, yeah. No, I think that they did such a great job with that part of the promotion and stuff like that. You know, the funny thing about Tron, though, in general, it goes back to the original.
Wait, before you say that, I just want to point out to the listeners, for those of you who drink, when Justin opens a beverage on air, take a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that the buzzword? All right.
Yes, our people at home just go. Once
He said it. The buzzword actually happened. I've got some papers right here. You can hear them. And I'm opening up the envelope. And our winner is Darcy McNairn.
Darcy McNairn.
Oh, great one.
You have won a seat here. You get to sit in while we do the podcast. So thank you, Darcy McNairn. You'll be hearing from us sometime soon. Thank you so much. And we'll see you at the next can opening.
Back to you, Sean.
I have no idea what I was talking about. Oh, no, I know what I was talking about. I was going to ask, I mean, you know, what do you guys think about the fact that, this activation was so cool? Both Tron movies, in my opinion, look cool, feel cool. I feel like they should have been bigger hits. And they both kind of weren't.
No.
Right? Am I wrong about that? Yeah. And now we're getting Tron Ares, which I am very excited about, but I am a little trepidatious.
They're asking a lot for you to remember 28 years ago and now remember 15 years ago.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's going on and happening. So, I mean, they're also counting that everything now, I mean, it's tougher with Tron Legacy because now everything's out there. You get Disney Plus. It's right there.
Right.
There are still some things that I don't know. Now, I've accidentally stumbled upon some stuff when I was doing my research, so I'm not going to mention what I had done, but I will speculate on things I don't know. For example, are we going to see Cillian Murphy in this movie as Dillinger's grandson, which he went uncredited in Tron Legacy?
So in Tron
Ares, it was supposed to be a setup for a movie that never happened. Is that happening this time around? Is Cillian Murphy in this film? I don't know. I don't want you to tell me.
I will
tell you it's Killian. That's all I'll tell you.
I didn't want to know that because Cillian is his program.
I honestly,
they call him Silly for short. Hey,
Yes.
Silly, congrats on the Oscar.
what was with writing that though? Okay, so they're trying to set something up for maybe another film, but my goodness. So he does the thing. He's like, just don't worry, I got it under control. And great. And then that's the only moment we ever see. We don't even see him in the other world, right? I thought maybe we were going to see. No, we don't see him at all.
Yep.
Like, why do we have that character at all? However, I did think it was a little interesting. They do reference him in Tron the Next Day, which I thought was kind of fascinating.
That's true.
as
They
well.
do.
Yeah,
that's true. They do. I do want to say real quick while we're still kind of talking about pre-production. Olivia Wilde trained extensively for her Joan of Arc type warrior role for this.
Yeah.
She was not familiar with that, so she did have to do a lot of training. That's going to circle back in a little bit.
She looked legit, I thought.
I thought she looked
for someone
spectacular.
coming out of the OC or whatever
yeah,
she was
exactly.
working on.
The other thing
House, right?
I thought was interesting about her training is she had to do it twice.
Well, that's how I was going to circle it back, but that's okay, Sean. You can steal that
I'm going to go
punchline
and
now.
steal that.
Tell me more
Yeah.
about it, Sean.
Well, because she trained and then she had to do it again because she had to wear heels. So she had to learn how to move in heels.
Yep.
Yeah. So
She's our bridge from Ghostbusters. I'm trying to figure a bridge from movie to movie. Like we did Star Wars, and Harrison Ford obviously carries over to Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Dan Aykroyd could carry us over into Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
okay.
Deadpool's where I lose it. I don't know who carries us into Deadpool or out of Deadpool to Superman, and then Superman to Tron. You know, you could do Leto, I guess. So
Well, yeah, I mean, we definitely do Leto from Superman into
Yeah.
this, but I'm trying to go back and make that connection.
yeah, it's tough. These are the struggle is real.
Yeah, it should have.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fascinating
We're
the
gonna
training that people go through for films, though, right?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
It is.
Just trying to bring us full circle.
I had a thing also,
yeah.
but
Right.
never mind that.
go ahead. Let me
No, we shouldn't spend time on it.
No, you know,
that was the best thing.
Listen, those are all good points, but you know what else is a good point? When you really think about it, a band of demons joining in is surely disqualification from a fiddle contest.
No question. I mean, I think so because you shouldn't have a band. It should be one fiddler against another fiddler.
100%.
Is that Fiddler on the Roof?
No, but you could no, they're in hell.
Come on.
You said Fiddler.
Never mind.
No.
I did say
You said
fiddler.
fiddler.
By hell, I mean
Yes.
Georgia.
What is happening?
Okay.
You know what it is? I'm hot.
Let's go on to production, and we'll actually dive into story. I do want to point this out, which I found entertaining. In the making of the film, Jeff Bridges in this movie is scanned by a laser to pick up his CGI version of himself. Jeff Bridges, the actor, is literally scanned so he
Why
can
does this feel so laborious?
he can be put into because I'm not saying it well. Jeff Bridges is
Right.
scanned by a computer so they can take him and make a CGI version of
Right.
him, which is literally the
What
plot of
happened
Tron.
to Yeah. Now I have
wait,
to admit,
go ahead.
I thought the laser erasing of Bridges in '82 was creepier than just what happened in Legacy when Sam goes in. It was just wow.
I
and he's in
totally
it.
agree.
I agree.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, well, that didn't look too.
Yeah.
I was missing
traumatizing.
our kind of like dropping down into the Alice into the rabbit hole, right?
Yeah.
Like I missed that whole feeling. It was just like there we go.
Yeah.
I want to say this too about sort of like modern requels. There's so much meta reference jokes, just kind of like what you said, right? Like, is it weird that he got scanned to do the CG and he gets scanned into the movie? Like,
Right.
is that weird? Like, but there's so much of that, right? They even wrote that into the storyline that basically whatever Flynn had actually experienced in the world of Tron or in the digital world, he then came back and basically created a game that was that world. And that was part of what made NCOM big again and da-da-da and whatever. It's just so much meta stuff in there. Like, we're in the world, we're part of the world, it's there, we're acknowledging it, but it's kind of on our world. Like, I'm like, what is happening?
Well, man creates machine and machine takes over. Not a new concept.
Right.
I'll give you something
Sadly
else.
relevant again.
Yeah. I'll give you something else that's meta. If you clean a vacuum cleaner, you become a vacuum cleaner.
You are a dad.
Justin, we are part of a text group for this Colgate group that we're a part of, and There's a few people on it, and Justin regales us every Monday with a dad joke. Every Monday.
With awesomeness.
There are many that are quite funny.
And you people get a sneak peek, huh?
Yeah.
Picking up some of that brilliance.
You're welcome. This is Comedy Gold.
This is Comedy Gold. All right, let's hit the story. Let's start from the beginning. I mean,
Let's not start from the beginning. He's already in the world. Let's go there.
Okay, this is what I was saying before.
Wait, can I pause real quick and just say Bruce Boxleitner?
Awesome.
I mean,
just great to see him.
I was great to
want
see
him in more.
Yes.
I just want to see him in so many more things.
Yes.
Because he's so great.
He was awesome, and I loved seeing him, and he was very just honest, and I don't know. I just thought it was
honest
great.
and at ease. Absolutely. Makes me want to watch more of his movies. Here's one fun little thing that I did. So he gets to the computer. He gets to his dad's computer back under the arcade, and there's dust on the computer, right?
Right.
And he has to push the dust aside. Except it's clearly not dust. It's clearly just sand. Like, what the F?
Well, it's been 20 years.
Right. So the dust
Wow.
has turned
So
into
you
sand.
do not like this movie.
I don't
If
like
you're
this
noticing
movie.
that,
Yes.
I saw him push dust away, and I was fine. It's like this is a dirty console. He had to wipe the dirt off.
No.
But you're like, that's sand.
That is sand.
Crap movie.
I want to point out that
You are out
Jeff
if you're
Bridges,
paying attention to that.
Jeff Bridges and Bruce Boxleitner have little names for each other from when they did the first Tron. Jeff Bridges calls him Tronsky,
Okay.
and he calls him Flinster.
Flinster.
So Tronsky and Flinster. Pretty sure that's the next great buddy cop movie.
That is.
On The Simpsons.
So then he goes down. They're in the games. Okay, he's dropped into the games.
But I just want to say also, as a guy who gives a tour of movie locations,
Yeah.
that Tron is down in Culver City, but Flynn's Arcade is in Culver City. But they definitely pulled it out and stuck it in who knows where. In this movie, it's like not.
They recreated the entire outside of the building.
Yeah, so it's
this.
not that place anymore.
Yeah, it's not that.
Oh, that's
I mean, I know they've done that. Like in Mad Men, they took a place in Angelino Heights and stuck it in Pennsylvania, but in an industrial, like the house is the only thing that's in that neighborhood. But I think they just did the whole neighborhood for this, even though they returned to that building, sort of.
They go down. There are games, but now the games are in a stadium.
right.
Okay.
Right.
So there's one thing that's kind of cool about that stadium. You hear a bunch of people cheering and screaming. That was recorded at Comic-Con in 2009.
I remember that.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. So
I loved
people
how
who were in Hall H. They did.
They showed that on the behind the scenes, and I thought it was really neat
Yeah, I think
how
I was
they
part
did
of that.
And
Yeah.
that's
I think so,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then it raises the question of who is cheering?
A fair question. The army we meet later?
Or the other programs?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, that is a discrepancy from the original in
Right.
terms of storytelling. I did find myself getting lost in this movie. Like, I get that
Fair question.
the grid has been upgraded, right?
Yeah.
And like, okay, so there's more detail and there's more things. But like, now we have cities and we have we have a bar. If you watch the Tron animated series at all, I've watched like a couple episodes just for fun. I mean, there's like, they have jobs and they have, and I'm like, I don't know how to place all of that. But anyway.
I was confused. Like I said, there are a lot of things in this movie, production-wise, they got right. They just missed on the big stuff.
Lisberger is a producer on this film.
Yes.
And the new one, I believe.
And
Yeah.
the new one as well. I don't understand, like, why wasn't he more involved in like writing the script or like co-directing, or like, is he a producer, more like a producer, almost
In
like
name.
almost like a consultant,
Yeah,
but
it's
not
my
really.
IP.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't really
You
get
have to
much
give me
say.
you have to give me producer credit on everything.
Yeah,
in perpetuity.
I mean, because he was clearly there. I mean, they have, he talks and he's interviewed and he's really excited about it being made and stuff. But then, they go to all these other filmmakers who are doing this, and I feel like if he would have had a little bit more control over it, I wonder what it would have been.
Everything about this movie that they got right is all production. It's all design. Sound
Right.
effects were great. Everything had a sound effect. I mean, they were all in on the visual effects, but everything was, he jumps into a light cycle. Light cycles, badass. So badass.
I mean, the thing with
so
the bar
awesome.
and the
yes, and jumping
like
to do it.
oh my god, that was just so cool.
Picking
Yeah.
up a disc and throwing it. You throw a disc. You open up a door.
I mean, to be clear, there were more sound effects than what Justin's doing.
What's cool is that the visuals were upgraded for this film, obviously, but they still are kind of quaint. Like, the plane chase isn't a Top Gun Maverick plane chase. It's not fast.
Right.
It kind of looks like a video game that would have been created by Flynn in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's kind of cool.
I agree. In fact, with the exception of the light cycle scene, I thought all of the quote-unquote action sequences, they weren't very long, they weren't very dynamic, and they certainly weren't suspenseful. Like, even, okay, we enter the games. The first thing we're doing is with the disc. You know, in the first version, there was tension there of like, what is happening? Like the jump and whoa, oh my God, the floor is disappearing.
Well, again, stakes. There's real stakes.
And this time it was just like, we're throwing these back and forth, and we're throwing these back and forth, and all right, he throws it, and he
cool
throws it.
Bitchin',
Zoom, you know?
The worst line at the end, or near the end, when they're in the ship going towards the exit area, is when he says, "Cora, go towards the light." And I'm like, I mean, that's where we've been going the whole time.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like it didn't go anywhere else. It's a long string that goes there.
I will say this. I think, for me, at least, the feeling I got watching it this time around was like, around the time when they rescue her and he rescues his dad's disc, and they commandeer that ship and all that stuff, and they start making their way towards that whole sequence and into that next like plane battle thing or whatever. I just found all of that great. All of that was awesome. There's a whole moment where like Tron comes back. All of that stuff, which, by the way, I also felt like didn't have much of a payoff, because he kind of comes back and then he just kind of floats away. I mean, you know.
Well, that's a whole other conversation. But as far as the area of the film that you're talking about, I do love this side where Bridges finds out what Wi-Fi is, and he's like, "Man, I came up with that in the 80s."
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And you can see that, too, because he's such a genius.
Yeah, but it's just, I couldn't get past why a user's memories would be on a newly acquired disc also.
Oh.
Like, I was like, okay, he has a disc, and now, all right, if they get his disc, then they know everything that he knows on the surface. Like, they literally say that, oh, he's a user. If we get his disc, we have all of his information. It's like, is that how it works? This is new information for a thing that we've been in.
Yeah. I mean, I bought that, but I get that it is new information for sure.
And then they announce he's a user, and what do we hear? Boos. Boo! Who is booing? Who is out there?
I mean, this is what they do when they're not doing their programs.
Yeah, I didn't think about it because I thought we'd be introduced to them. I didn't think about it when Dillinger's kid showed up because I thought, well, he'll be a big part of the movie. And then when they're not, I forgot about it.
Right.
I have at one point, this is one of my notes. He has survived every tribulation, and no one is doubting that he can do it. Stupid.
Why?
Discs bounce?
I mean, look.
Yeah,
Discs now.
I'm fine with that.
Split in two and hold on to memories, people. Memories, people. Hold on to people's memories.
Look. They have multi-purposes. I mean, I think that they're just asking you to suspend your disbelief for that, and you either do what you're doing on that one. I mean, I think.
I mean, but are we supposed to believe that technology advanced in the grid in the 20 years?
I guess we have, except for
yes,
CGI.
You absolutely are supposed to believe that. That is, they talk about that in the behind the scenes. That is what they feel like. It's been time. Like the grid has grown. They have developed, and that is part of the storyline too.
I mean, we've got ISOs now.
Clue is supposed to have created the perfect system, which essentially he does create within that world. Right, he creates a perfect system, and he feels like anything outside of that is threatening his system. Okay. Right, so that's the basic storyline. So yes, it has evolved.
It has evolved.
Yes,
but the ingenuity of the story has not. He meets his dad. What does his dad do after seeing him for the first time in what we would say 20 years, 11 months, 20 days, 16 hours, 22 minutes, and 16 seconds?
Him?
He turns around and walks away.
What?
Yes.
He hugs him first,
right, and then he says, "We'll talk about this," or something like that, and turns and walks away. It's just like,
they have dinner together and they talk about it.
That is not what you would do.
That is not.
And he hugged him.
Yeah.
And he cried and he was emotional.
That's because you hate children, so you don't know why. You're like, what? I gave him a hug. He's fine. You haven't seen him in 20 years.
Buck up, Buttercup. Welcome to a new world.
Yes. No.
Wow, I thought he played that scene quite well.
Immediately, it was that scene was not written well. And it was performed fine, but it wasn't written like they should have gone right into talking.
Right.
They should have gone right. The whole idea that he would walk away, I guess you could justify it and say, oh, it was too overwhelming emotionally, and so he has to like kind of gather himself.
I don't even remember. Where'd he go when he walked away?
He just left, and then we cut to the dinner scene.
Dinner, yeah.
And the dinner scene is weird too.
It's
I don't feel like the walk away was like a statement. I think he just walked away.
Whether it was a statement
to go
or
get
not.
the plates or whatever, like for dinner. I don't know. I didn't feel like any. I felt like he had a moment when he saw his kid. He
Let me
hugged
get the
him and he
digital
was
plates. Do you want some digital peas?
Right. It's like, and what happened? Now we have food, and there's food on the table, but it's just like we used to just slurp this water that was a river that ran through this thing. I don't know. And then we get to the dinner scene, and it's an exposition about why he didn't return. Okay. So we had all this build-up just for this.
You would want to know that.
Then,
wait a second. You bring up such a great point. Why have this dinner scene at all?
why have it?
Why not go immediately into like you have not seen your son in 20 years, and you walk away first of all, which doesn't make any sense. Why would you not just immediately tell him this is what happened?
Yes.
I can't believe you're here. Thank God you're here. I'm sorry you're. Wait, why are you here? And then you go right into the pager thing, and you go into all of that stuff
Because you have to imagine he's been separated from his family. He's in this new world. This is the first person he has seen.
Right.
In his mind, he has had this conversation with everyone who could possibly come in a million times.
Right.
This is what I'm going to say if I ever see anybody again. This is what I'm going to say to my son if I ever see him again. This is what I'm going to say to my wife if I ever see him again. This is what I'm going to say to Laurie if I ever see him again. This is what I'm going to say. I mean, nonstop.
Yeah.
And it's turn and walk away, and we go to dinner. And then there was the center hour of this. I kid you not. I was like, this is the longest hour I've ever spent watching a movie. He walks away. I wrote it all down. He walks away. We get a dinner scene, which is exposition. Then we cut to the end of the line bar where we get more exposition from Clue on what he wants. Then we get another exposition scene about Quora and what happened with her. Then we get another exposition scene of what the son is like between Quora and Sam.
Now that's a great scene because she doesn't know. I mean,
I
she
agree with
doesn't
that.
know what
I agree with that.
is. She's literally born of the grid and has no idea what the real world is like.
I don't have a problem with that scene all by itself. The fact that we go exposition, exposition, and then finally, what's-his-face dies. The only interesting character that is new that we have created was...
Zeus?
Yes, Zeus's character ends up dying. I'm like... He's the only one I wanted to watch in this movie besides Jeff
blew up
Bridges.
Daft
Well,
Punk.
now wait a second though. I do want to jump back to Korra because this whole storyline about a life form that came out of this world that
Many
no
of them,
one many of them that no one had created. To me, that's a very interesting thing to start exploring. And this is where like there are some philosophical things that are inside of the Tron concept and Tron Legacy as well that they try to explore. They just don't go far enough with it for me. Because I love this idea, and I think this is going to lead to the next one where we're having the Tron world and our world now. But I love that exploration. I'm okay with that exposition. Yeah, I mean, the stakes for Flynn to keep Korra alive are very, very high to him.
100%?
Because... it's everything he's been believing for, right? It's all the setup stuff, right? A digital frontier for a new world and all this kind of stuff. So it's tied to all of that. And yet he kind of drops the ball. And that's where, to me, the story falls apart a little bit.
My problem is not that you have exposition scenes. You have to have them sometimes. And I get we want to know where he came from. I get we want to know the villain's plan. I get that we want to know where Korra came from. I get that we need something about, a romance between the two of them and her importance. You don't put 4 exposition scenes all right next to each other.
You do if you're a Matrix movie.
I mean, right?
Those are the ones I always call out. It's like, okay, so now the architect's going to talk for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, now that old lady's going to talk for 20 minutes. And now...
So it's like we had 4 of these in the middle of our movie. So it doesn't start to get... Like, it should have been amazing. Meeting Tron. Okay, this is cool. Or meeting Jeff Bridges again.
Right.
All right, this is cool. We get a little bit of backstory that there is this hunter that's out there. Okay, Evil Hunter, dual discs. All right, that's kind of interesting. But then to add it on, oh my God, this is, oh my God, this is, oh my God, this again, oh my God. Thank God the princess was captured because now we have something we can do. I don't know. Seriously, I did not like this movie.
I mean, I'm definitely getting that. Definitely.
I think we found a subtitle to this episode.
Justin does not like this movie. You know what's interesting, because we've talked so much about the director being a designer, that clearly explains the dinner scene. It's all about design. That whole look, that whole image, it's all about design.
Yeah.
Because it should have been about dialogue and it should have been about relationship.
Well, the film probably got so caught up in being high-tech that any chance they could be high-tech, they were, and they never even thought about not doing it.
Yeah.
CGI.
Exactly.
To Justin's point, I would have loved to have seen a sequence where he sees him and hugs him, and we can immediately go
I
into
thought
that.
happened. I swear to God.
Yeah. You could still have that exposition, but couch it in emotion.
Right. Yes.
In feeling, in like, I can't believe you're here. This is amazing. And
yes.
What are you doing? And where, are you? Do you go to school? Like all of those things could have just been immediate.
And even if we have that, and he shows the emotion and everything, okay, we know he's the Zen master. It makes the Zen master look that much more important.
Yes.
You know, the Zen master over here, this is him composed, but this is him dealing with the guy, his son, that he hasn't seen in 20 years and 11 months, 20 days, 16 hours, 22 minutes, and 16 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. It's interesting. That is a real big turning point in the film. Now, there's one thing that I noticed, and please correct me if I'm wrong. In that sequence... At one point, they're looking at the portal.
Yes.
And they're saying, well, it's closing. And am I wrong that they say it's going to close in like an hour?
8 hours.
Oh, 8 hours. Yeah. Okay, so I was wrong. Okay, good. I'm glad I was wrong because originally when I was watching, I was like, wait, they said it's going to be...
pick up the pace. Yeah.
I'm like, an hour, and they're like going to bed.
Yeah.
Like,
right?
Which again was another sequence that I'm like, why are we going to bed? Okay, everybody, let's go to sleep. What?
Yeah.
Did I miss what happened to Flynn's wife and Sam's mom?
Right?
No
idea.
Did they never talk about it?
No idea.
Lori
is with
Alan.
Alan.
Right. Yes, but she didn't return in this movie at all, which was like...
Wait, was she still alive during that time?
She's still alive now.
Yeah. Cindy Morgan? I'm not sure.
No. Well, in our Tron episode,
I think she wasn't 22.
In our Tron episode, you said she had passed away.
Okay, then she was still alive at this point.
Yeah.
That was recent.
There was a big backlash that
we saw her at Comic-Con.
We did.
Yeah.
We saw her at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I mean, and there should have been a big backlash because that whole storyline just get thrown out.
And like, she was so likable, and charming, and wonderful. What worked in that movie was not just that it was new and inventive, but it was also that we had these great relationships between these characters with their dynamics. Greetings programs!
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Was that enthusiasm anywhere here? I don't know. No, it wasn't.
Well, he also...
Clue had it.
Right?
His speech to the army.
Yes. You will all follow me!
For those of you who are only listening to the audio, Justin moved his mouth and facial features more than he should have to duplicate bad computer-generated imagery.
Yes.
In that speech, there's one line delivery that just sounds so...
I thought there were several.
We'll reach our destiny. It just felt not organic.
Yes.
You know? And I love Jeff Bridges, but I just was like, I don't know what's happening here. And maybe it's because it was pieced together. Who knows?
Right.
You know, I have no idea.
So, okay. Then the princess is captured, and now Luke and Obi-Wan have to go to the Death Star and rescue her. Once again, visuals are very cool. I thought the light cycle sequences were all awesome.
Yep.
The, what did they call them? Air cycles? Light planes?
I think you're right.
We'll be here for a while.
It was all of that. We will be here for a while. I think light planes, whatever they were, leaving the trail.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, that is cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But now we have the return of Tron. Okay, and Tron is after him, and they know Tron is over there, and Tron is after him. And then Jeff Bridges, in his cockpit with his people, says something like, he used to fight for the good guys. And then, I kid you not, 5 seconds later, Tron just goes, you know, I used to fight for the good guys. I'm not gonna go after these guys. And it's like, What?
Well,
Yeah, he remembers one line from his past and has a Darth Vader moment.
Yes.
About turning on everything he had done to switch to the dark side.
And there's no reason for him to remember that line.
And it goes against
everything. That's not entirely true. I think they start to set that up during because doesn't he fight him? Isn't he the one that fights him in the
Sam?
Gladiator? Yeah, he
Correct.
fights Sam.
Yeah.
And when he sees the blood, he goes, user. That starts to be the beginning of this transformation for him.
You got that from him saying user.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't.
I mean, the subtext in his helmet.
See, that's the problem. Here's the thing. The problem with seeing that moment and having it not be earned was that it goes against everything I wanted to do to try and fix the Bridges situation. Like I said, you keep him in darkness. Of course, halfway through the film, he's such a presence, you can't do that. But if you had him in a helmet or something, Jeff Bridges, then you could get away with all the CGI. So they kept Tron in a helmet the entire time, and he had no presence, no...
Yes.
We didn't know him apart from the other soldiers.
Didn't care.
So when he did stuff, it didn't matter. It was just a shame.
Yeah. I mean, that's very true. It's very true. It's making me sad, though, guys, because, God, it looks beautiful.
It does look beautiful.
God, it looks
I
beautiful.
do have a little sympathy for Clue at the end when he talks about how I'm doing your work. He's telling Flynn, I'm doing everything you designed for me to do.
Yeah.
There was a little sympathy there for him.
100%.
Like a lot of villains who have good ideas, they just go about executing them poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. In my mind, I started tying together maybe for this new one. I mean, he desperately wants to bring their world into ours.
Oh, yeah. Which I assume if they're following any kind of folklore, that's what the next one is.
Right.
It is, but you've seen the ads. There's like a human, it seems, talking about the future of fighting, and it's this Ares, and if he dies, we'll just make a new one. So there's some kind of them coming into this world that seems sanctioned. I don't know. I'm curious to see how all that plays out. But there was one weird thing that happened at the very end. Of course, it's when Jeff Bridges, he's clearly tied into the world he created. And when he really needs to save his son, he beckons the wind. Right. So why didn't you do that many other times during the movie? Why doesn't R2 fly when they need him to another part? It's like a late thing. You're like, but he is the creator. He's called as such by Olivia Wilde's character. So it's like, do more creator stuff. But of course, he saves it for the end when it's convenient.
And when it's convenient. Oh, we didn't know you had that. Yeah, you do. Oh, it's a good thing you were able to do that. Olivia Wilde at one point literally pulls out a lightsaber. Doesn't use it, but we see it. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can sort of almost justify that moment at the end with, has he ever had this heightened of an emotional state where he had to tap into something?
It did seem to be very, very damaging. Right? But maybe we set that up at the dinner. It's, I have control here, but I have to, I can't.
I mean, but they do
overwhelm the circuits here. Because when he did that, there was everything kind of just went away.
But they do hint at that. I mean, the lights come on and things like that. Like when he's around, that stuff automatically happens. He touches the floor at the end of line bar, and that kind of stuff.
He operates the elevator, I think, with that.
Yeah. So I mean, and he's able to get into her code and throw that stuff out.
But I would have made it dangerous.
That moment, the code was a moment that I was like, no one on set is taking this story seriously anymore.
Oh.
Jeff Bridges walks up, enters the code in back. The thing still turns around and says, what is your program name or whatever they all say?
Oh.
And
I was talking about Olivia Wilde, but yes, this part
then
too,
he hits him on the head, and now he goes. And I was like, that's not in the script. That's one person on set going like, hey, what do you want to try here to make this interesting? I'm just going to hit him on the head. That's funny. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Because they don't have any direction of what they're doing. They're not trying to reach an end goal of direction. All they're trying to do is get a bit out of it and make the scene tolerable.
Well, because they haven't defined his powers successfully.
Yeah.
That could have happened at dinner, but you don't even want there to be a dinner.
I will say it may have been a moment that was discovered. Olivia Wilde does talk about in the behind the scenes how much Jeff Bridges actually commits to things. He commits to every single line. He tries something different every single time he does something. So that may very well have been something he was just trying. I mean, hopefully he told the actor ahead of time, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have a Bridges segment coming up, but I would like to say that CGI nonsense aside, he's great. And this was the turning point. It was right after this, around here, he did True Grit, and then he never stopped doing True Grit.
Yeah.
He's saying things like, son, I need to buy R.I.P.D., The Giver, he just started doing this thing after that and got all like this.
Which is actually He had already done that on the side of his mouth. He had already done that when he played Wild Bill Hickok earlier. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not saying Jeff Bridges is bad. I think Jeff Bridges is one of the greatest
Jeff Bridges
of all time.
is legend.
He is. He truly is legend.
Yeah.
But he didn't hook into a thing like Pacino did.
Yeah. The film ended up being nominated for an Academy Award for Best Sound Effects at the 83rd Academy Awards.
Not visual effects?
Not score?
No.
Okay.
Well, let's talk score.
Let's talk about the
Daft
score
Punk,
because
baby.
it is amazing.
It's great.
I own this album on both CD and an LP. I mean, I love this score. I heard, I don't know if this is true.
I hope you're not going to destroy one of my fun facts.
Oh, man. Never mind. Not gonna.
That's my
I'm sorry,
job.
I already destroyed
That's my
one.
job.
You can tell Justin's getting pissed at me because I'm messing with his fun facts.
Close.
All right, I'm sorry.
So close.
I'll stop. I'll just say this. I think the score and the visuals are the two best parts of this film.
I got to come up with more. I got to do some deeper dives. You guys are able to pull out my. You know what's interesting?
I didn't even say anything. I backed away from it.
This was an overall summary that I found online, and I tend to agree with this. Reviewers say Tron Legacy is celebrated for its breathtaking visuals, innovative special effects, and immersive 3D experience. The Daft Punk soundtrack enhances the film atmosphere, receiving widespread acclaim. However, the plot is criticized for being predictable, shallow, and cliched. Characters are often seen as underdeveloped, and narrative fails to match the visual grandeur. 100%.
Wow. I mean, that we could have just read that and had like a 30-second episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the people listening are thinking the same thing.
Can I say something about the score?
Yeah.
So during the end action sequence, it got a little pedestrian where it was like distinctive earlier in the film. Then it got distinctive kind of again in the end credits. But overall, was there some sort of bias against maybe high-tech sounds in a score at that time where it wasn't nominated? Because later they sort of leaned into what Trent Reznor's been doing to the point where now Nine Inch Nails is doing the music for Tron Ares, and they're leading with that. So like times have certainly changed.
Yeah.
But I like that score, and it should have been recognized. I you think about Chemical Brothers did that great score for Hannah too.
Yeah.
The Joe Wright film. So, but that was forgotten as well.
Most expensive film ever made by a first-time director.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
$60,000.
Yeah,
For
can you believe that?
each
The movie
of
cost $60,000.
No. $60,000 for each suit.
Each suit.
Each suit, $60,000.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Some of the suits were like multiple layers, like miserable. I mean,
as
my
actors,
God.
it must have been miserable.
The
shooting this.
misery. Ugh.
In Comic-Con 2010, this movie became the first film to be promoted at an annual Comic-Con for 3 years. No other film had done that before.
Huh.
Isn't that funny?
Wow.
2008, they show the concept. 2009, they say, yeah, we're still working on some stuff, by the way. You want to be in the movie. 2010, they're like, we're doing a panel. The movie's coming out.
Oh, my gosh.
Pretty cool.
That is really cool.
That is pretty cool.
That is really cool.
At one point, because of this success of this, Joseph Kosinski was attached to direct a remake of The Black Hole.
See, this is the kind of remake I like.
Me too, 100%.
Because you take a movie that's subpar and you
Yep.
make it better.
Right.
Don't take a great movie.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes.
Take a terrible B movie,
Yeah.
make it a musical that's awesome. Yeah. Yori does not appear in the sequel. According to online media, fans have been lobbying for actor Cindy Morgan to be in the movie. There were active campaigns online, such as Yori Libs, which is pretty funny. She had nothing to do with it. You know, she started doing WonderCon and all those other ones. Yeah. It was also the 227th live action film produced by Disney.
Wow.
That falls into
Interesting.
fun fact territory.
Ooh.
Do we have any other thoughts on
Fun
this?
facts about Tron Legacy.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say, first of all, it's fun to see David Leitch's name in the stunt coordinator credits. Went on to obviously do the Fall Guy and all these John Wick and stuff.
Fall Guy is so much fun.
Yeah, it's great.
God, that's great.
He started as a stunt coordinator before he became a director, so this is one place I saw his credit. I went, oh, it's good to see him there. And then I also have to say, as much as there was crapping on the sun scene, the final shot of the movie is excellent.
Yep.
A grid-born person in the real world admiring a sunset, clinging to a human, probably trying to figure out what's next. How do you even have a life here?
Yeah.
And, we never got that movie, and I don't know what Ares is going to cover, but it'd be cool to see a little bit of that.
Honestly, one of my concerns about Ares is, this whole soldier thing and all this stuff, again, we're leaning into the look. the look of Ares looks awesome, right? Tron Legacy, everything's like blue. There's some gold for the, now everything's red. Everything is Tron Ares is red.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I mean, but what's the heart of the film, right? So far, we have no
we don't know.
real heart of the film. We have one moment with Jared Leto that says something like he's looking for something, but he doesn't actually know what it is.
And Bridges says,
And
fascinating.
yeah.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
Fascinating.
I'm open to whatever they want to do.
I mean, I am too, but I loved the ending of this in that concept. Like, yes, to your point, like we've brought something, and it's not just something. This is a life form that literally didn't exist, not just like something that was a program in there, and now we're going to try to bring it into the real world. Like, this was something that, so what is she?
All right. It's time. Fun facts about Tron Legacy. All right. You already mentioned the racing suits were $60,000 a piece.
Nice going, Sean.
Damn it, sorry.
No, it's all
I'm sorry.
We
I'm sorry.
actually covered my first three. Do you know how much the wardrobe budget was for this film?
All right, the whole film is 170.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess 12.5 million.
I'm going to guess 30.
Million.
Oh, I guess way
13
Hey, I
million.
was so close.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
good.
Come on.
You got close without going over in Bob Barker fashion.
Right.
Yeah.
But I want you to think about, we only saw so many people. There were a lot of CGI people that we saw.
Right.
60,000 per costume gets pricey really fast.
Well, you have
Yeah.
to figure they have multiple,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I mean, you got one, the light burns
Yep.
out on something or whatever.
How many heroes
and,
how many hero costumes do you have for
Yeah.
each person? 5 or 6. Among the file scene, when Sam once again runs a bin history search, two of the things that pop up are / sanity check and / last will and testament. These are things that he sees on his father's computer.
Interesting.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
That was a fun fact about Tron Legacy. The bartender cameo at the end of the line bar. Do you know who the bartender was?
No.
It's a cameo? No? Anyone?
Is it Lisberger?
It is. It's writer-director Steven Lisberger from the original 1982 Tron film. There was also another cameo that took place in the end of the line bar. Tron, would you like to, Sean, would you like to talk about
Tron?
Sean? Tron?
You can call me Tron. No, I don't know who that was. I don't know who the other one was.
All right.
Wait, at the bar?
At the bar.
Or just at the whole thing?
At the end of the line bar, there was another cameo.
Well, Daft Punk is
Daft Punk are
Yeah.
the DJs
Yeah.
that are playing. And now this is what
And
I think.
they're dead now. They blew up.
They did blow up.
Yeah.
They blew up
Yeah.
Daft
They
Punk.
killed Daft
That's why they
Punk.
had to bring in Nine Inch Nails.
Those cameos were fun facts about
Tron Legacy. It's cameos.
All right.
We didn't rehearse the song.
My next one, I will let Sean say because he was about to. Go for it.
What is it?
This is for the Daft Punk fans. Go for it.
What was I going to say about that? Oh, I had heard that they recorded the soundtrack without seeing the film.
Oh, really? That's what you were going to say?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not ruining mine at all.
I don't know if they meant like they recorded everything.
Sean, people
or they
rely on
recorded-
us for news.
I'm just saying that's what I heard. So.
They rely on us for
Which, by the way,
15-year-old news.
I'm pretty sure that's not entirely true, but I wouldn't be surprised that they recorded a bunch of tracks without seeing anything, and they use those, which might be why sometimes there's things that are, it's music edits, right? You
Yeah.
put that cue there, and you're like, I'm going to cut that down, whatever, so I don't know.
I will agree. That was probably true. But for Daft Punk fans, there is a hidden Daft Punk track that's in the film. 3 songs. They play 3 different songs as DJs in the bar. 2 of them made it onto the soundtrack. The 3rd did not. So if you're a Daft Punk fan, go back, rewatch.
It's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
It's out there.
There you
Somebody's
go.
got it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Love
And why did those guys retire? You just put 2 more dudes in the outfits. That thing should just go on forever.
Absolutely. It's like, I'm taking royalties for forever. This
Right.
is better than the Platters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't see them.
Yeah. Platters, good pull.
Yeah.
That's super time.
We can see the platter.
fact about silver
Looking at the platters.
platters.
All right, this is my final fun fact. A few months after the film's release, Disney gave approval for a Tron-themed photo shoot in Playboy magazine. This
What?
shoot featured models in glow-in-the-dark body paint and on light cycles, revisiting a partnership that had been discussed for the original 1982 film, but was initially rejected by the studio.
Wow.
And they did it?
I don't know if they actually did it or not, but they did give approval for it. Nope. For those of you at home right now,
To the internet.
Paul is furiously typing to find.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So those were my fun facts about Tron Legacy and Playboy crossover.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay, it's that time. It's time for quizzes.
Quiz time!
Or do we need to rank these movies that we've seen so far from which one we liked best and which one we liked last?
Well, I mean, I think we're all on the same page.
I think we're all on the same page.
Everybody liked the first Tron,
Yes.
and everybody has mixed feelings about the second one.
I
And some
think
people,
most people
have no
really
mixed
dislike-
feelings about the second one. They just don't like it at all.
I appreciate all the work that went into it. I just think that whoa!
Oh my God, they did do it.
Wow, I cannot believe Disney actually did a crossover with Playboy. Okay.
Well,
See, now, I think if they would have had those outfits, then they really had a movie.
our social channel is going to blow up.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This quiz, multiple choice. Each question has a short plot description of a movie that one of our actors were in.
Oh, okay.
You must pick the title.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. If you need me to tell you the name of the actor, I think you'll get these just based on the plot. This guy certainly will. But if you need me, I can give you the name of the actor.
Okay.
For example, if I were to say the son of a vanished tech genius gets pulled inside a digital world filled with glowing bikes and disc battles, would it be A, The Matrix, B, Tron Legacy, C, Ready Player One, or D, Mario Kart?
B.
Tron Legacy.
Exactly. Okay, so we know how to play the game. And once again, if it's too difficult, you can ask for the actor.
That was good because I haven't been doing good on 2010 so far, but I nailed that one.
There you go. Yeah. No, you'll do well on this one.
Okay.
All right. A young warrior joins his cousin, the greatest fighter in Greece, and discovers war is not all it's cracked up to be. Is it A, Troy, B, 300, C, Alexander, or D, Dude, Where's My Trojan Horse?
Give me the description again.
A young warrior.
That was the best one you've ever written.
Yeah. A young warrior joins his cousin, the greatest fighter in Greece, and discovers war is not all it's cracked up to be.
And what were the choices again?
Troy, 300, Alexander, or Dude, Where's
Wow,
My
it's
Trojan
Troy
Horse?
because I can think of the plots
Yeah.
of the other movies.
Troy.
Who did Pitt play in that?
Apparently the cousin
Is it
of
Achilles
Garrett
or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he played
Headland
a
was
kid.
in it? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Headland was in it. Did you think Bridges was in that one?
I don't know who the hell was in it.
That's so fun.
I forgot Headland was in Troy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
In a harsh, modern West Texas world, two brothers commit bank robberies to save their family land while a weary sheriff gives chase. Is it A, True Grit, B, Hell or High Water, C, Bad Times at the El Royale, or D, Cowboys versus Cashiers?
It's the utterly fantastic Hell or High Water.
Hell or High Water is one of those movies that is so underrated in my
it's great.
opinion. I don't care if you don't like dramas. It is so good from start to finish.
Put Taylor Sheridan
good.
on the map.
Yeah,
And there's Chris Pine being great.
Chris, absolutely. Yeah.
By the way, Chris Pine, Star Trek movies, love him.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
He's so
absolutely.
good.
Number 4. A tough ER doctor helps solve mysterious illnesses while bantering with a cranky genius boss. Is it A, House, MD, B, Grey's Anatomy, C, ER, or D, Every Which Way But Blood?
That's Olivia Wilde in House, MD.
Yes, it is. A folk singer crashes on couches and has terrible luck with life and cats. A Star is Born. B, Inside Llewyn Davis. C, Once, or D, Garfield, The Sad Years.
Stars Born?
No, I think it's Inside Llewyn Davis, but I'm trying to figure who's in that. I don't know.
Garrett Hedlund.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Number 6.
He's played songs on Tulsa King, too, with
Yeah.
a guitar. He's clearly fancies himself a singer.
We've gone.
He's good.
To give you an idea, we've gone Garrett Hedlund, Jeff Bridges, Olivia Wilde, Garrett Hedlund. All right. We'll keep going. Just to let you know.
There's a pattern afoot.
There might be a pattern.
There might be a pattern.
We may stray from it. An MIT-trained scientist must team up with a cigar-chomping pilot to stop aliens from blowing up the planet on a popular summer holiday. Is it A, Aliens, B, Starman, C, Independence Day, or D, Solstice Slaughter?
Independence Day.
It's Independence Day, but now I'm trying to figure out who
Who was in that?
the crossover is.
Jeff Goldblum.
But there's no Jeff Goldblum in
He's not in Tron. Justin.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like the movies of Tron. He's in Jurassic Park.
Oh.
And Into the Night.
What are you saying?
I'm saying
We're saying
we're
this
playing
doesn't
a
have
new-
anything
Are we
to-
playing a new game?
A frontier marshal who is rough around the edges helps a young girl avenge her
That's
father's
Jeff
death.
Goldblum in True Grit.
Is it A, True Grit, B, The Giver, C, Seabiscuit, or D, The Ballad of Josie and the Pussycats?
Oh, good Lord. Seabiscuit is a great movie. It's True Grit with Jeff Goldblum.
I'm going to reread this. A frontier marshal who is rough around the edges helps a young girl avenge her father's death. You think that's Seabiscuit?
No.
He
it's True
said
Grit.
he said True
I said it
Grit.
twice.
Oh, I thought
He just said that Seabiscuit was a good film, and then he said True Grit.
Oh, okay. All right. A rebellious ranch boy falls for a girl while navigating a tough family. A, Georgia Rule. B, Walk the Line. C, As You Wish. Or D, Sweet Home Mama Jamma.
Whatever that first one is.
Georgia Rule. That is correct. A picture-perfect 1950s suburb hides dark secrets in this stylish psychological thriller. A, Westworld. B, Don't Worry, Darlin'. C, Pleasantville. Or D, Stepford Wives, the TikTok edition.
Trying to trick us there because I believe this features Chris Pine and is directed by Olivia Wilde. It's Don't Worry, Darling.
See? He's good at this.
He's so good.
He's so good.
Really enjoying watching this.
Here's something. All right. Here's something for you, Sean.
Okay.
You'll get this one.
All right. I'll shut up.
No, don't.
Two dim-witted but good-natured friends travel across the country to return a misplaced briefcase, somehow avoiding arrest the entire way. Is it A, Road to Morocco, B, Euro Trip, C, Dumb and Dumber, or D, $1 Million Babysitter?
Dumb and Dumber?
That is correct.
Okay.
I enjoyed watching that.
Starring
Jeff Goldblum
Jeff
and Jim Carrey.
Daniels.
Jeff Daniels.
All Jeffs are just the same. You're a racist.
A mischievous
You're
pirate.
Jeftist.
I am Jeftis. A mischievous pirate befriends a boy who will become Peter Pan. A, Hook. B, Pan. C, Peter Pan and Wendy. Or D, Never Say Neverland Again.
He's mischievous.
A mischievous pirate.
Give me it again.
I'm finally cracking up people with my D's.
Never Say Neverland Again is brilliant. Oh.
A mischievous pirate befriends a boy who will become Peter Pan. A, Hook. B, Pan. C, Peter Pan and Wendy. Or D, Never Say Neverland
Hook.
Again.
That's Pan.
That is Pan.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the Peter Pan?
It's Hugh Jackman,
Oh.
who's in Deadpool. So we've made our connection.
Oh.
Hey!
All right. We got two more. 5 ex-soldiers reunite to rob a South American drug lord, but greed complicates everything. A, Sicario. B, Triple Frontier. C, Narcos Mexico. Or D, Ocean's 5.5.
Triple Frontier. Is that of Garrett Hedlund?
It is.
Oh.
You're so good at this. All right, last
he's
one.
so good.
A high school principal makes it his personal mission to relentlessly pursue a popular truant student who's faking that he's sick. A, Jurassic Park. B, The Big Lebowski. C, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Or D, 3 Jeffs and a Baby.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yes, because we all know Jeff Bridges played the principal in that. Jeffrey Bridges.
Who played the principal, Paul?
Jeffrey Jones.
Yes, he did.
Oh my God.
Come on. You know how much thought I had to put into that quiz?
Into getting them wrong?
In the middle of it, I was like, hey, this would be funny. Funnier in my mind than it was in actuality.
There were a few funny moments. There were
right.
some good ones. Good quiz, though. Good quiz.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. It's not easy coming up with a
No,
quiz for
no,
you guys
these are
every single
tough. These are
time.
tough,
Right, yeah.
especially with him. I mean, Paul knows everything.
Paul
so,
knows
yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
Well, I'll play the quiz.
Yeah. All right, we wrap up. What do we got?
1 and then 2. Oh, I thought you said rank.
Yeah, rank them.
Yeah, 1 and then 2.
1 and 2.
Well, look, I just want to say I still do think this is a good film. It fails in a lot of ways, but I'm glad they made it. To be honest, I mean, I do love Tron. I feel like I want Tron to be better than maybe it is in general. You know, this and maybe the first one. Although I love the first one a lot, but I don't know. I still am glad they made this. I think they did a great job with the visuals. I think they got some things right.
I think they got a lot of things right.
I think it's really tough to make a sequel that's 20 years out.
28.
Right? Yeah, because at the end of the day, and they even talk about that in the behind the scenes. Like, how do you solve this issue that you're making a sequel to a film that the people you're kind of trying to sell this movie to, which is young people, right, aren't going to know the original. They're not
Right.
going to go back and watch that.
Right.
So how do you make it so that it's people can take it in and go, okay, I get what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of big challenges when you do that kind of stuff. I think it's interesting too that, you know, we're at this age where the other people who are in the people who are big in Hollywood, whatever, who are making these decisions or making a lot of decisions are sort of around our same age.
Yeah.
So they grew up with the movies that we love as well, which is why we see so many requels. We see so many sequels that are 30 years down the road or whatever it is. We see this again and again happening. I just would challenge filmmakers that, you know, that's fine. You gotta make something that people can understand now. Just make a good story. I think people will enjoy that. It doesn't always have to just be about the look and the cool and the whatever. You know, I think people are okay with real moments.
I agree.
So,
All right.
Well, the original movies are doing great this year. Number one at the box office was One Battle After Another. Sinners was a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people love that. Yeah.
I still haven't seen that. Weapons is a big deal.
Yeah.
Weapons would be another one. Yeah, so the originals are doing great this year.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah. No, I love
And
that.
some sequels are sinking.
And I'm
Hopefully
not
we have originals coming back.
I'm not against sequels. I just think, you know, they just got to be a little bit smarter with them. You know?
Yeah. All right. You want to wrap us up, Sean?
Well, that's it for our Tron journey until we get to Tron Ares.
So then it's not it.
So, well, it's it. No, it's it in terms of revisiting the old films,
That's
because
it
there's
for
only
Tron Legacy.
only 2 Tron movies.
Gotcha.
For us to talk about, and then of course we'll talk about the new one, Tron Ares. You can find us on all the socials.
I got this.
All right,
that's
go.
Sean from Creative Motion Entertainment. I'm Paul from the Movie Guys, and that's Justin, Bowler of the World.
Yeah.
Great. All right. I think that's pretty much it. You can go to countdownmovieshow.com, and that'll take you to our YouTube page.
Yeah, honestly, because those movies that we were counting down to the new film in each franchise, because those movies have come out, doesn't mean those shows still aren't interesting.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about old movies for more than half of
More than
each
half.
series
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
So go back and you can watch good episodes about some of the greatest movies of all time.
What were
Yeah.
some of the greatest movies of all time?
Star Wars, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Superman the movie, Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
These are great movies.
They're
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, 100%. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. I guess this is end of line.